Hello. Thanks for tuning in to 99.5 WRAW. Freeform radio. For freeform people. Good morning. Good afternoon. Nice evening. And a special hello to our late night listeners. WRAW 99.5.
WRAW.
Dang, you know what I just remembered?
What?
We forgot to reply to that email for WMUA.
Oh.
It's for tomorrow, but I don't think that can happen because the kiddies got to go in for their appointment.
Someone asked to interview us on terrestrial radio.
Yeah.
WMUA.
That would have been so fun. We've done it once before, but tomorrow's not a good day, and this person's schedule is the other Thursdays are available. You're out of town, so.
Dang,
I know.
I love WMUA.
Yeah. Well,
University of Massachusetts Radio.
I'll try to reply to that email after this. So.
Great college radio station.
Yeah. What you doing?
I'm still dancing to that beat. The radio beat. That was like a short wave radio recording that I made.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Another thing that reminds me. I should have taken a picture of it. I'll take a picture of it next time I'm in Wisconsin. It was the first radio my mom purchased with like her money that she earned or whatever. I don't know. It's a really adorable small little transistor radio thing. It's like white and retro with like gold and like a little stand.
Like Bakelite?
Like what?
Bakelite?
What's Bakelite? Is that the brand? Or?
It's like a almost plasticky
It's
stuff
plastic.
from the 50s and 60s. Bakelite. Like they're Bakelite radios.
I don't know. I mean, that's not ringing a bell. Maybe if I look it up, but it was really cute, and I should have taken a picture of it for you. I will.
The hits keep on coming. Coming up next, 99 Earanuses 99 by Nina Toto.
The anus is as beautiful as the ear.
99.
Every organ in our body is a magnificent expression of life.
99.
The anus is as beautiful as the ear. The anus is as beautiful as the ear.
99. 99.
Every organ in our body is a magnificent expression of life.
99.
Without our anus, we would have no way to release what the body no longer needs, and we would die very quickly.
99.
The anus is as beautiful as the ear.
99. 99.
Every organ in our body is a magnificent expression of life.
99. 99.
The anus is as beautiful as the ear.
I hope this stops soon.
I hope so too, because I've heard that now enough. Thank you.
99.
Please end.
That was 99 Earanuses 99 by Nina Toto.
What the heck? Oh my God. Okay, I have so many questions. What the heck is that?
It's Nina Toto.
Nina Toto. Okay, but what is that anus is like the ear?
That's That's the spiritual mother to us all, Louise Hay.
Oh, stop.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
It is.
She talks about the anus?
I'm telling you.
What?
The
ear? I don't understand that correlation at all.
The ear is as beautiful as the anus?
She said the anus.
The anus is as beautiful as the ear. She's just saying that, like...
The ear is beautiful? The anus is beautiful?
Let me say something.
Okay.
Because I don't really want to explain it too much because it's going to explain itself very soon.
Okay. All right.
But so I love self-help stuff, and I don't even. And it's like I just like, and I've read terrible self-help books willingly. I like it because it's like someone who's explaining how they've found the secret, the secret of life, and then at some point it goes off the rails. At some point,
she does too, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hardcore.
That's what I'm saying. Like at some point, it's like, and then when it goes off the rails, I read this terrible book about that Hawaiian. What do you call that? There's a name for it. Four track man, help me out.
Four track man, please
help me.
Come in and interject that one.
But I'm reading the book, I'm like, oh God, and it's just every page.
Sorry.
I'm like, Jesus,
please forgive
I'm getting real sick of this guy talking
you.
about how great this
I love
method
it.
is, and he won't say anything about it. He won't explain the method at all. He's just leading us. I'm like, this is a
I'm
fucking.
sorry. Please forgive me.
I thought I was going to
Thank
learn
you.
something about it.
love
I thought I was going to get a historical thing. But it was him just then relentlessly bragging. And I've read other ones like that. At some point, you're like, "Oh, you're nuts! Oh shit, you're actually crazy." And I kind of like it, I kind of like that.
You're not alone.
And I mean, people seem to make entire careers out of just self-help books. Of course they do. Once they hit
We
that,
are all so fucking desperate for
once
help.
they
man.
hit that vein. But so I read them always like, I kind of cherry pick them, but I don't know. And also the idea that people know what the fuck is going on fascinates me.
I read a Louise Hay book, and it's kind of like her most famous one. I think it's called You Can Heal Your Life. And a lot of people reference it who are self-help people. She was very influential. And
I think that's her second one.
is that her second one?
That's the one that excerpt comes from.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say this. I, like you, have also done a fairly deep dive into the self-help section of the library of the bookstore because I need help. I'm just like you and like millions of others who struggles with a myriad of things and in this modern world we live in. And so people say they're there to help us and I'm like, oh, someone's here to help me and they have suggestions. I'll take it. And I've read like a fair amount of them. And so then you can kind of like skim the things that mean something to you and things that don't, or some are just total garbage and that's fine. I will say, I remember, I don't actually, that book doesn't stand out to me too much, only just that when it got to there was a turning point, like a really big pivot where it was like, kind of like relatable stuff about, how to quote unquote heal your life, your heart, your trauma, etc. But then she gets like really specific, like you gave yourself this by stress,
that's
know,
it.
or
that's in that chapter, the body chapter.
Yeah, the body chapter.
Body chapter is like wild.
It's so crazy. It's like, and so you gave yourself breast cancer and you're sitting there like, what?
Yeah,
I did, or it's like every single thing you're like, you did that, chick.
You did it to yourself. That's
person.
Yeah, she goes into, and it's the longest chapter.
It's really long,
and it's all about how it's all your fault and everything, and not just like being sick and diseases, but also like, hey, you broke your arm. It's your fault. And when I broke my collarbone,
yeah,
I felt like I deserved it. I really did.
Well, that one was, I would say that actually was a perfect example, though, of, and this happens to me too a lot, and I'm sure it happens to other people. When you get distracted in your brain, you often get injured. I do too, because you're spinning and you're not really paying attention. So you were kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At fault for that one, I guess, if that's the right
No,
word.
I can go into depth
But
about
like,
that.
yeah,
It was my fault.
I mean,
I was cursing the
just
weather,
sort of like if
and I slipped on
I'm
ice.
chopping a tomato or vegetables and my brain, you know,
99.5.
I'll hold that thought.
Freeform Radio presents a public service announcement.
Just for a moment, try to visualize the vastness of the universe. It is beyond our comprehension. Even our top scientists, with their latest equipment, cannot measure its size. And within this universe, there are many galaxies. And in one of these smaller galaxies, in a far-off corner, there is a minor sun. And around this sun revolves a few pinpoints, one of which is called planet Earth. I find it hard to believe that the vast, incredible intelligence that created this entire universe is only an old man sitting on a cloud above the planet Earth, watching my genitals. Interestingly, migraine headaches can almost always be alleviated by masturbation if you do it as soon as you feel a migraine coming on. The sexual relief dissolves the tension and the pain. You may not feel like masturbating then, but it's certainly worth a try. I do not believe there is anything wrong with having several partners when safe sex is practiced.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We're not going to get in trouble for using that huge excerpt, are we?
No,
Is anyone going to?
we're not going to mention her in the description. We're not going to.
No one's going to talk about it.
If you use her in a comment, we're going to delete the comment.
Yeah, comment will be in me. Let's come up with a code name right now for her, you guys.
Grandma.
Okay,
She's-
Grandma Snow, because she had white hair. So let's call her Grandma Snow. If you're going to comment on this episode, Grandma Snow.
Unless someone's guarding her estate right now, because she passed away.
Yeah.
In her sleep, with no apparent cause, at the age of 90. She fucking kept control until the last bit.
Damn, maybe she's right.
Oh, she was right, all right. She died right. The woman died right. She died right. But boy, everything's your fault. And I was just thinking about it. I'm like, what about a fucking car crash? What about that, Louise? How does that make any, school bus over cliff? Is that all the kids' fault? What? I mean, I like I said, I see a lot of truth in there, but then
A child being diagnosed with an incurable disease and dying. How is that their fault?
I'm sure she
Grandma Snow.
I'm sure she would have an answer.
They always have an answer. There's an answer.
I'm going to bring the ghost of Louise Hay.
Of Grandma Snow.
Grandma Snow. Oh, no, we can say it in the show.
Oh, okay.
Just can't say it in the comments.
I'm just saying, if the people are commenting.
No, don't comment. No, I'm going to connect with her.
Okay.
I'm going to connect with her. Like I did with the German guy. What's his face?
Frank Farian.
Frank.
Frank
Oh,
Farian.
yes.
The father of
Why do all
Milli
those
Vanilli.
self-help people go off the rails? It's like all of a sudden you're like, you get to chapter 9, and then you're like, what the fuck?
She also quotes the Course of Miracles, which I'm reading now, and that's the one that
You're just doing a cray deep dive, aren't you?
Yeah, the one that like Wayne Dyer. They all talk about it.
Of course.
All of them.
Of course.
The guy who established Whole Foods, he talks about the Course of Miracles.
Who wrote that
Ellen
one? I didn't read
Schuckman.
that
Oh
one.
God, I forgot. It's a woman.
Ellen Schuckman.
The whole concept is that she and this other professor got together, and then she just started speaking from another world.
Wow.
And it's almost, I think the concept is that she is channeling Jesus Christ.
Oh.
And this fucking book is like 1,000 pages long.
Oh, okay. This sounds familiar to me.
And it's like,
yeah.
and I like it because I start reading it and I immediately fall asleep because it's like impenetrable, like the stuff. But I'm like, but I'm in for it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to just chip away at this. Maybe something will click at the end. And I like it because it's all really, it's biblical. But it's almost like in the modern day world, like she channeled it. And I'm like, hey, people base entire religions.
Hello, Joseph Smith. Anyone?
Yeah. Entire religions on one person's interpretation or one person saying,
Golden
hey, look,
plates. Correct.
something came to me and told me this, and here it is,
Sure.
and word for word. Write this down. And anyway, this woman, I can't remember.
Helen
Four track man. Help.
Yeah, get in there.
Get in
Helen
there.
Schuckman.
But yeah, so anyway, Course of Miracles. I'm doing that now. She mentions that. Louise hated, and I forgot where I was going with this.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't either. I this is making me miss out. Feel like I'm missing. I haven't read a self-help book in a while. I should really dip back into that crazy little stew.
I listened to Louise Hay on my way back from Brazil.
Yeah. Oh well. So my gosh, how was South America?
It was
Dinosaur went down there. You guys played, what was it, 3 shows or?
only 3 shows,
Yeah.
7 days. It was a bit of a mad dash, I would
Yeah,
say.
a lot of traveling, huh?
A lot of traveling. We flew into Buenos Aires. Spanish speaking.
Forgive us, please, people.
In Spanish speaking Argentina. And didn't see much. In the city itself, I'm going to say, no disrespect, but it's a bit nondescript. It's a very large city full of brown buildings. And it kind of looks a bit like Italy, like industrial Italy.
Oh, interesting.
It reminds me of bits of Spain too, obviously, but without old buildings.
Wouldn't be obvious to me, but I
mean, without like,
yeah.
200, 300, 400, 500 year old, things. It's kind of newish.
Have you seen ever any more of Argentina besides?
No, I see a hotel. I see the taxi ride I see the van ride to the venue, and then I see the venue, and then I see the audiences who are awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome South American audiences. Hey, Lou, get this question a lot. Or could you ask the question for me?
Who are the best audiences that you have played for?
The
Is
best.
that the question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask me that question.
Hey, Lou, who are the best audiences that you guys have played for, especially with Dinosaur?
I have to say they're really amazing in South America. They're really enthusiastic. It's intense.
Is it fun?
It's really fun
Oh,
because it's very genuine
yeah.
and it's not hysterical. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it actually seems really grounded.
Yeah. They're just having a good time.
Yeah, and like the Ramones are huge. I mean, are just gods.
I
there.
just feel like that those countries, and this is such a generalization, and I'm sorry, but I feel like there's such an appreciation for rock, right?
I think they like
Like-
everything.
Yeah.
I do. I don't think that's like,
Yeah.
but rock
But I just mean
for
like,
sure.
I just see like really cool, like
That's true.
kids who just like vibing out to rock, and
It's true.
really
Actually,
cute.
I could make the generalization that when you're in Southern California,
Yes.
Texas, where there's a larger contingent of Mexican American kids, amazing too. Like
I
my
know.
favorite audiences are in Texas,
Yeah.
like Southern Texas,
Wow.
and like down near San Diego.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my God, and LA too.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
sweep down through South America, Buenos Aires. We played our show there.
That was the first one. Where was the second show?
Oh, and this was the fucking extraordinary thing about that show
What?
was that people like en masse, like sang Jay's guitar parts. Like together, like don't know na no 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 no, like feel the
Wow.
pain. They're all singing that, and then Not just that.
Vocalizing the guitar parts?
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I meant to say. They were
Right.
vocalizing
Whoa.
all together, like dozens and dozens of people vocalizing Jay's guitar parts.
Wow.
It was like,
That's
I have
badass.
never had that happen. And we also played really well in Buenos Aires. I'm going to say we kind of killed it
That's really cool.
because we're still fresh off the Weezer tour.
Yeah.
So it's pretty like,
You guys are good right now.
we're good right now, and we're really coming together, and we kind of like, we're closer somehow even on stage, you know, and Jay's making more inroads like to where Murph is, and I am, you know, it's like, we really are, I felt us really working together. And then we played an outdoor festival in Santiago, Chile, which is a beautiful fucking city. It's very similar to the California. Like it's mountainous, it's desert, you know, on the edge of a deserty, you know, near the ocean. But like, it's really beautiful. I would, and
You would what?
I take you there. I want to take you to Santiago someday.
Cool. Okay.
Hey, I got 2 tickets to Santiago.
It's a date. I bet Izzy would like to see it too.
She would. And that was an outdoor festival. We played it with a band called Magic Numbers that we'd kind of met.
What?
Magic Numbers.
Oh, not magic markers. Okay.
No.
I was like, what? They were all the way down there?
For sure. Magic Markers were
That'd be wild.
Primavera. It would be wild. But no, it was
magic numbers.
Magic Numbers.
Who are they?
They're an English band. They're kind of a cool English band. They're kind of from around the time of the Strokes and Kings of Leon, but they're 2 sets of brother and sister, and it's like this really more folky,
Oh, interesting.
folkier early aughts indie, but that kind of really good, you know, Strokesy.
Interesting. Okay.
It's more a little rounder,
I'll
a
look
rounder
into that.
version of that, and like the music is round, and
Okay.
so they were really nice, and they were there, and we chatted with them a little bit, and then we had to fly at fucking like 3 a.m,
Ooh.
and then I didn't sleep for 48. I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for 48 hours,
Ooh.
and had the show in Sao Paulo.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm familiar with Brazil because I did a great like multi-date tour there, like 7 or 8 shows in Brazil
Yeah.
that were
With Sabado.
with Sabado that were booked by the same guys that did the festival that Dinosaur Jr. were playing.
Okay.
So I have a real affection for Brazil and how every city is different. It's just really, and the city is also kind of like Buenos Aires. Like, it's a bit like samey, like a lot of like, you know, dusty brown buildings. It's a little, although it's more jungly there. But there's like monkeys in the power lines.
Wow.
Yeah, there's monkeys hanging out. And Sao Paulo is like, it's the 11th largest city in the world.
Whoa.
New York being the 10th.
What?
And
wow. I didn't know.
It is like, I don't know. Like, whenever I get there, I'm like, man, it's dusty. It's a little
Dusty.
stained, crumbly. It's a little crumbly.
Oh.
So like when you drive in from the airport, you are right next to this huge like river that's like a LA, you know, like in LA where it's just concrete banks on the side of the river. Very similar to that, but it's much bigger. And there's water flowing down it, pretty heavily graffitied. And then there'll be like little bridges over them, but that are all blocked off and just sort of disintegrating as if they're crumbling into the river. And there's a lot of that, but the highways are busy. It's not crazy. If you've spent time in LA and New York, it's not that far away from that vibe. You know what I mean? You kind of are, you're not, it's not like, whoa, you don't have the feeling that you're somewhere unknown to you. You know what I mean? There's a lot of familiar things. I mean, we didn't have much time. We had to play. I tried to sleep. I spent a whole day trying to sleep. That's when Louise Hay themed Instagram post popped up, and I was watching Louise Hay tap, and then I'm like, I love grandma. I love my, I'm like, what else? And so I'm like, I think I'm going to go to grandma when I want to be soothed a little bit, anyway, Sao Paulo also fucking great show. We were a little loose. We were a little sloppy because we were so tired. But
Well, welcome home.
thanks, baby.
WRAW, Freeform Radio. Thank you for listening to our morning, afternoon, evening, and a special shout out to our late night listeners. Thank you. Danke.
Anything to add?
Just thinking about masturbating for migraines.
That makes perfect sense.
Having had like only
me.
1 or 2 migraines in my life, and they were so unique that it was like, oh, okay, these are migraines. I think the last thing I could have done was masturbate. I don't even think I could have even moved my hand because, the light and the sound sensitivity.
Well, you have to do it right
came.
away. That's what she said. You got to get right on it.
Oh, okay. I'll
So,
remember that.
Wherever
Hey guys, if you
are,
suffer from debilitating
wherever you are,
migraines, you just, get that hand busy or do what you need to do. Okay.
flick the bean.
Or you're,
Yeah.
what if you don't have a vulva?
Oh, well, you masturbate.
Yeah.
Yeah. You,
What do you say if you're,
like what's a good
Yeah,
euphemism
yeah, you were
for
just-
male masturbation?
right.
Choking the chicken.
okay. Get on the chicken, guys.
My favorite. Hit the chicken.
All right. On that note, have a lovely day.
Raw impressions.